A 14th century statue of the Virgin Mary was paraded through Paris yesterday evening as the precious ornament made its way back to its place in the city's historic Notre Dame Cathedral. The 6-foot-high statue was undamaged by the fire that devastated the cathedral in 2019 and is the first to be returned to the landmark. Ahead of the church's opening in December, Elaine Cobb has been taking a look at the years of work that's gone into its restoration.
As the flames engulfed Notre Dame Cathedral in April 2019, horrified onlookers feared the iconic Paris landmark would be lost forever. But now the 12th century church has risen from the ashes of that catastrophic fire. It's taken 5.5 years of tireless work by an army of architects, engineers and artisans to restore the historic cathedral to its former glory. French President Emmanuel Macron shot down ideas of a modern restoration, decreeing the landmark would be reconstructed as it had stood before, including elements from the 1800s.
The spire and the roof behind me had to be completely rebuilt, but to the exact 19th century design by Viollet-le-Duc.
Century-old oak trees were felled across France to replace the destroyed forest of the cathedral roof. American carpenter Hank Silver was among the teams who worked on them.
In our shop in Normandy, we received about 600 oak logs, and it was all freshly cut oak, which is, as it was done traditionally, you work with green wood, unseasoned wood, which is what I'm accustomed to doing in the US as well. And so we first hewed all the logs using axes in order to recreate that rippled finish that you were able to see in the original cathedral in the 13th century framing.
The framework for the iconic spire was carefully constructed in eastern France, then erected on top of the cathedral in Paris earlier this year. Astonishingly, some treasured ornaments survived the fire, including the 40-foot-high decorative metal cross that sat atop the back of the cathedral. It is now back in its original place on the roof of the choir. Architect Axel Poncenet was involved in checking it could be repaired.
And we were really happy to discover that we would be able to use it and forge it again. So it's a very important piece of Notre Dame.
Bells from the North Tower also survived the blaze, but had to be taken out because the wooden belfry was in danger of collapsing. They were taken to Normandy to be cleaned, then returned to ring out once again at the reopening. For the rector of Notre Dame, Monsignor Olivier Ribaud-Dumas, Paris has been strangely quiet without the bells.
So it's something very important, and it's something that is in the atmosphere, in the ambient of the cathedral.
Along with the old, there is something new. Improved fire safety measures, the fruit of extensive testing, to ensure a fire like that can't happen again and that Notre Dame can continue to dominate the Paris skyline. For CBS Saturday Morning, Elaine Cobb, Paris.
And it's interesting, they also have a surplus of money in case there is work that needs to be done as well. I read about the bells. There are 8 bells. They all have names. Gabriel is the heaviest at 8,800 pounds, over 8,800 pounds. I think it's Jean-Marie might be the lightest at 1,700.
Such a beloved. I still can't believe how much money was raised, literally within weeks of the fire, but good for them.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. December 7th, when it reopens, and the public can go back there.
Just in time for my birthday. How about that?
We'll send you over there.
Hey, I like that.